Audio test. Audio test. Okay, sounds good. Webs, Warp Core, Cheops, David, Voyager, how's it going? Stuart. That was a great video on the new Mud's Choice pack yesterday. I know. That video was recorded, but when I was going through and listening to it, it was very clear that I was rather tired and I just was not satisfied with the take of the video that I had recorded, and I'm going to re-record it. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes I will work on something and not be satisfied with the outcome of it, and I will redo it to get it to a more polished state. Leave the GPU man alone. Oh no. Yeah, the 3090 I'm hoping, gets back here by the end of the month. I mean, the A380 is working fine enough for Stowe, but it's not really going to be great long term for other games like Warships. I have to turn everything down really far for it to be in a playable state FPS wise and all that. So yeah, yeah. Hopefully not too much longer. Except about pronouncing stuff correctly, terrible. Okay, let me go to the in-game mode here. YouTube is trying to push the mid-roll ads. I have went through in the settings and set it so that they do not pop up, but just be aware that they are trying to push these things a bit more. I've got it still set so that there shouldn't be mid rolls during the actual live stream, but if you're looking at the VOD later, YouTube is most certainly going to be placing some ads in the VOD for the stream, and it's just doing that automatically. Okay, let me catch up on chat here. Blackfire, how's it going? Spencer cares more about the quality of his work than Cryptic. I think that some of the artists there do really care about their work. I just think that the management at Cryptic just has never been fantastic. David started early. What happened to being casual? You should be starting 5 to 15 minutes late. I know. Mystic Tree, how's it going? JB, how's it going? Mystic, the A380, I mean, it's working. Just not, not the most powerful thing. ISO mags are cheap because of the promo sale. Yeah. Plonk, the Maelstrom change is live over on Tribble, and as far as I know, that change still needs a little bit of work. It's been buffed up way too far per Game Freak's testing. Waiting on these promo packs to sell is painful. I mean, just anything with the player exchange outside of like master keys and ships is painfully slow. Darth, how's it going? Any changes to isomag drop rates? No. I'm not aware of any changes to the drop rate of the advanced components. Mark the Chief. Agony right now, I believe, is still, pretty overpowered, but I haven't really played much and played too much in the past week or so I can't really comment too much. Short, how's it going? So yeah, I think I showed pictures of the A380 in the system. Let me pull that up again here just to show. And I did get a lot of comments about the power supply I was using. I was using an EVGA power supply before. That is still in my system, but I do have a new power supply that just arrived, and I've already went through, tested it with another motherboard, and everything looks fine there. So the A380 in the system looks a bit out of place. And then, like I said, I got new power supply and Superflower, very reliable brand. You may not recognize them, but They're the company that made most of the really popular EVGA power supplies over the years. So they're very, very reliable, very good quality. And with the specific model that I got on Newegg, they also shipped over some of their new fans that they're about to launch here. So if you buy one of these Lidix 7 power supplies through Newegg, it looks like they're reaching out and privately messaging everyone that buys that model and ask if you want to test some fans. And I said sure, because these things are like $30 a piece. I plugged one in earlier and that thing was moving some air. That thing was really moving some air. Let's see. Keep it up, Spencer. Before long, every PC in the house is going to be cannibalized for parts. Terrible. My face? I know. Yeah, yeah. You can see my reflection there, and you can see that side panel has been opened a lot recently, so there's some fingerprints all over that. Yeah, Superflower, good brand. You may not recognize the name, but they are pretty good. Um, Terrible. Let's see here. Did I miss any other comments? Speaking of moving hot air, thoughts on Linus? Um, the entire LTT drama, like I thought that video was really poorly done. The one with that prototype uh copper block. When I watched that like a month ago, I it didn't make sense to me at the time why they didn't, go out and get the right graphics card to use with it. Because when you're dealing with a water block, even if you have like even if you have another 3090 Ti, which is what they were supposed to be testing with, it doesn't necessarily mean you can go out and just grab some random, 3090 Ti. It needs to be a specific one. And not only were they, not even using another 3090 Ti, they just went out and used like a 4090, right? And it just did not work at all. That was just really poorly executed. And then Linus's take on the WAN show about that product not being something that people should buy. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, that was in very poor taste for him to say that. So I think that a lot of the points that Gamers Nexus brought up, I think, well, pretty much all of them, I think are correct. I think LTT was never the most accurate. They're more of an entertainment channel, and the way that they treated Billet Labs there was rather disgusting. As for the allegations that Madison had brought up, we'll have to wait and see there. Some of that stuff, if that's true, someone's probably going to get fired there. $500 is a lot of money to retest. Yeah, yeah. Says the guy who's you know going out and just had a pool, like all this tubing laid into his pool so that he could use that to keep his computer cool. Like that's just ridiculous. He should have spent the time. Um, yeah, so Darth, there was some allegations with the LTT stuff that there was some harassment going on in the office. If you go through and you look up the stuff that Madison put out, if you go to like the LTT Reddit, you'll probably see some more stuff about it. But I don't have too much to comment on that. That side of the issues I am not as familiar with. I did read through the Twitter thread when she'd posted it the other night, but I haven't really looked into it much further. I've had other things to worry about in the past couple days. Wondering what name Megala will use today? It's terrible. When you have that many graphics cards, it's difficult to tell the difference between a 3090 Ti and a 4090. Terrible. What does the 4090 PCB look like? I honestly I don't remember. 4090 FE PCB. Okay, so they do look sort of similar. What's I mean, I know what the 3090 PCB looks like, but I want to see what's the 3090 Ti PCB for the FE. Okay, I can see how someone may have made a mistake here. Though they recognized quickly that that they had the wrong GPU, but I could see how someone at a glance could make a mistake. Just looking at the power adapter there. I mean, obviously the 3090 Ti still has the SLI NVLink connectors up there, but the PCBs are sort of similar. But yeah, I mean the cooler, the FE cooler would have like said right on it, what model it was. So they should have recognized really quickly that they had the wrong card and went out and grabbed and used the correct one. Yeah, terrible ups. The apology moving forward video was amazing, especially when the guy in charge of checking videos for inappropriate content started shilling LTT merch. Yeah, I mean, it was sort of the more corporate type response that I think we were probably all expecting. Um, I've been a float plane member for a long time with like that $3 OG tier. I've put that on pause for now. Just I'll wait and see how things go, but the inaccuracies have certainly been getting worse and worse. It's felt like over the past years, so all of this coming together has just really pushed me to just cancel that for now. This chair is very squeaky today. Okay, let's head in game here. I do, um, I do hope long term this, that they're able to recover, and I imagine they should be able to. I imagine they can go through and address the issues because I think some of the content they do is nice. Some of the merch they make, like I legitimately I use the LTT screwdriver on a fairly regular basis. Working on computers, so terrible webs. Yeah, webs just sitting there in front of me. Terrible. Okay. Hopefully you guys don't hear the dog barking too much. Yeah. My sister's dog is a bit annoying. Okay, so defeat Tholians on Nukara, defeat Tholians ground, destroy Undine ships. Also, the textures are weird on ground here. Like you guys can see the weird effects that are happening here, like walking around the map. I wonder. I've got I mean, the settings in Stow are maxed out right now, and I mean, it's holding up well. I turn lighting 2.0 off, doesn't change it. Dynamic lighting, no impact. Shadows, shadows off. Nope. Yeah. What type of build am I running on my main for ground? One. What are those lines on the walls? That is the Intel graphics card drivers. You should see what it looks like in space. New ROM command isn't too bad. Oh, did something sell? Oh, terrible. Someone did buy that phaser console though. The phaser resistance. 75 mil. At least you have AV1? Yeah. Don't see a top 10 ship list on the YouTube. Um, that is something I would like to get together, and that type of content is some good long-term content that'll be coming soon, because I want to do like top 10 promo ships to go for in 2023, top 10 lockbox ships, top 10, SC store escorts, things like that. What are those green blobs? That is the Intel graphics card. And you can see the lines are under my ship here too. Okay, so let's do show FPS 1. Yeah, at least I'm getting like 70 FPS just flying around in space here. Um, Bloom. I know there was a mention of me turning Bloom down. Oh, that has helped. Yes, Bloom at 0 has helped. Now this is at 4K. My main monitor is still at 4K. Have I already released my thoughts on the Muds Cruiser bundle tomorrow? Tomorrow's the aim for that video. I recorded it last night and did not like the quality of the video that I had made, so that is getting re-recorded. But I will tell you right now that my thoughts on the bundle are not as negative as what Reddit has been thinking about the bundle. I think that to a certain type of player, that this is going to be a very appealing Muds bundle. I think that the 23rd century ship pack alone justifies the cost to some players. And if I didn't already have most of those ships on the characters I wanted them on, this would be a Muds bundle that I would be picking up. Because those are some really good ships to have on account-wide unlock. Hi, Megla. Oh, this is actually doing 70 FPS at 4K. I mean, it is Stowe, though, so Stowe isn't the most demanding. And as much of a meme as the Arc A380 is, it is comparable to like a 1660. Rob, this is the graphics card I'm currently using. It has some issues with Stowe. What's special about those ships? Let me see if I can get... Is it recently closed? Did that open that Edgewood and go back up? Okay. So the thing with the 23rd century ship pack, that is from the, that's the first ship option in the new bundle here. When you pick this selection from this Muds bundle, you're getting all three of those ships. So that is the Temporal Light Cruiser, the D7 Temporal Battle Cruiser, and the Talis Temporal Warbird on account-wide unlock. Those are all promotional tier ships. The Constitution, or the Temporal Light Cruiser, is the original like tier 6 Constitution that they put into the game. And the thing with these ships is that their stats are that they have a commander plus 3 lieutenant commander bridge officer seats. And there are legendary versions of these ships, but in some ways, these ships are still better than their legendary variants. Oh, casual build for ground. I'm sorry. Yes, yes. Let me go back to that. I completely got sidetracked. Um, the ground kit I'm currently using is a board combat one, just because I got it a while back and have been too lazy to change it. And it works when you hit after you hit 7 kit modules, it deploys a board combat structure. Doesn't do much, but it works. The Ryza kit probably would just be easier for most people to get and be more effective. Hit modules, Ball Lightning, Motivation, Ambush, Ball Obelisk, Agony, and V'ger Probes. And the body is just the fleet recoil compensating armor. Shields are just some rep ones. Ideally, I would have the Nakul on with the Nakul weapon, but I have been too lazy to go through and do that mission. And traits, upgraded gear, Berserker, Brutal Impetus, Hive Mind, Lucky, Vicious, Soldier, Strike Team Specialist, Terran Vision, Unconventional Gear, and Space Explorer is a great gig. That's what I've been running on ground, and it works. I don't really do a ton of ground stuff, but that works. I'm far behind on chat now. Happy with my ancient PC from 2017 with the 1070. The 1070 still works perfectly fine. JB, congrats, man. What shield? The shield that I have on ground right now is just the Klingon Honor Guard. It's not ideal. Ideally, you would be using like the Nakul from whatever mission that is. No, I'm always going to mispronounce things. Mispronouncing things means that there's more comments on the video, and more comments means that the video gets promoted more in the YouTube algorithm. See, I'm playing that game, right? Gotta get the engagement up. I had a negative comment the other day. I think I responded to that person just saying that, like, I said, I know you don't like my content, but I do want to thank you for making sure to leave a comment and to like or dislike every time you dislike a video, because that is helping promote my content for others to see. Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. They haven't responded. They never do. Um Sagan is the correct pronunciation, yeah. ADF dual sniper rifles are the best ground weapon. They're really fun. Nah, I get some people that just don't like the stuff, and some people, you're never going to make everyone happy. There's always going to be someone upset, so just gotta mess with them. Say again. Sagan. Yeah, Sagan. When will we see a legendary inquiry? Will it be a battlecruiser, destroyer, or warship? Distant Night. Why would I possibly know anything about that? That is a completely random inquiry. ISOMag tour today. Yeah, sure. Let's do public queue of Vault. Vault Elite and let's see just how bad the graphical effects are in there. Vault Ensnared Elite. Totally unrelated. Is data mining the file on your PC allowed? Um, I think if you're going out and saying, that you're data mining things, then you're advertising what you find, then it's a bit of an issue. But realistically, as soon as a file is on your computer, I personally think you have the right to make a copy of it and run comparisons, extract the contents and run comparisons to prior versions of that file and see if there's any differences. I don't think there's anything wrong with you going out and doing that if that's what you want to do. But discussing how to do that will, get you in trouble. And sharing the things that you find may result in them not being happy with you. Zenkethy, I'm sorry. Oh, this map's not too bad. Oh, this map's fine. Wait for the net? Oh, no. I'm going to do render scale 0.5. That'll give me a little bit more FPS. Or not. I can't shoot them because I can't target the web. There we go. Oh, I'm cloaked. Jeez, that's how my day's going. I'm like, why can't I shoot? I'm cloaked. This happens to me too often. I need another pot of coffee. I know it's like super late in the day already, but I need more coffee. That's some of you have done that. I know some of you have. I am not alone in that. Wow, casual. I know. Well, I haven't been playing the game much recently, so we got this. I believe in everyone here. Except myself. Yeah, there's a new Muds pack. It'll be out this Thursday, so should be interesting. Yeah, Chadwick, they all share the same trading console. That is a downside, but the bridge officer setups on those ships is quite nice, though the temporal light cruiser is surpassed by the World Razor now for that temporal command combo, and for the Talus, the the legendary Valdor from earlier this year is very comparable. Random inquiry about the inquiry. I know, Darkest. Oh. Maybe I can't see names. Let's see here. I hate with Discord with the streamer mode stuff on now. It does D and then like it'll have the first letter of someone's name and then a bunch of dots. Said turn that off. Sir Trance, how's it going? It's going fine so far. Just waiting for the time gated portion of this queue to go by. Uh, there was a question about the inquiry earlier. Distant Knight asked, when will we see a legendary inquiry? Will it be a battle cruiser, destroyer, or warship? That's where that question comes from, Senkethi. And I believe that there was a comment on a recent 10 forward about something about a new inquiry skin. I'm sitting in cloak right now, so when you're in cloak, your shields are off most of the time. Sir Trance, I would have to say that if there's not a typo in the name of something in Stowe or in the description, then it's not a proper it's not a real release. In order for it to be a legitimate cryptic release, there's got to be a typo or bug somewhere. Mark the Chief, probably not. I think it's got to be quite clear to them that 4-4 ships just are not popular. So I would hope like ship like that would not be a 4-4. 5-3 is just clearly more popular. I think I'm getting screwed on cooldowns here. I need to... You want to focus on the ones that have the yellow lines behind them? This is a very easy elite queue to do. It just is a matter of making sure people split up. Mystic, thanks for stopping by. Good night. You have all 5 event campaign boxes and will probably never use them all. I mean, the question there is how many Stowe players are actually going to go out and play Starfield? Like, how many of you here are actually going to go out and play Starfield? Master Dude, how's it going? Martin? Yeah, they've got that. Let's see here. Yeah, Starfield's pretty close. Yeah, Starfield will be here very, very soon. I see a bunch of them spawning in over here. Let's see. I'll catch up on chat here in a minute or two. We're almost done with this. Okay, the bosses should spawn in here shortly.
The Tholian web is collapsing. Excellent. The vault is secure, but we are not. Sensors show Tholian reinforcements approaching at high warp. Prepare for battle. The Tholian flagship if you can. The Tholian flagship is defeated. Excellent work.
Okay, good game, everyone. Let me catch up on chat now. Starfield, yeah, Starfield is really close. What's Starfield? It's the new Bethesda game. It's space focused. It's like a space version of Fallout or Skyrim. Let's see. I actually got my copy of Starfield with the 7900 XTX that I had. Um, but I have got my money back for that now. So basically I got Starfield for free. I didn't do like a normal return. I sold the card to Thermal Grizzly so that they could investigate things. And again, like I think I mentioned on Discord or maybe in that video, I don't remember. The reason that that wire view like burned up the way that it did is because it looks like the rightmost connector had sort of slipped out just a little bit, like a millimeter or two, and that was enough for the connector to burn. It's my fault for not double checking it. Each day that I was using the wire view, I was hitting a button on the side that would change the display mode over to one that showed more information, and that the connector closest to that button is the one that burned up. But at the same time, it is sort of a design risk or design flaw, in my opinion, to not have a way to secure the wire view to the graphics card. Most of the cable adapters out there still have a clip, and the wire view did not have a clip. So if you ever hit that button, you gotta make sure to use some force to make sure it's fully seated after you hit the button. And it looks like for me, just hitting that button at the start of each day just was enough to make it go out just enough over the course of a week or two there that it burned out in the way that it did. So it's again, I blame myself, but I also blame the design of it not clipping in, not having a way to clip in. No Spencer face cam. No, the little light that I got has been flickering. I'm gonna be returning it to Amazon and looking for something that is a bit better quality. That little handheld light that I got, it was starting to flicker even with full charge. He's in the hot tub, so no cam. Terrible. Let's see. Baldur's Gate 3 would last few months before the tears of that one now. Yeah, I think a lot of people that got that game played it a lot right away, and when you get something and you play it a ton right off the bat, like you will get burnt out of it. That is always a risk. If another Star Trek similar to STO appeared, yeah, I think for me, if there was like another Star Trek game that I got into, it would probably have to be multi or not multiplayer. It'd have to be like dedicated single player. Um, Multiplayer is fun, but I think even if you like converted Stowe into a single player experience, I think that would where you're not dealing with other players at all or dealing with the servers, everything's run locally. I think that would be a better experience for most people. What cannons do I have in my forward arc? Viridian Plasma. Chris, how's it going? Rip. Sorry to hear, Dean. Yeah, well, it's apparently the first wire view that had a failure like this. So maybe that will be an inspiration for them to revisit the design and add in a clip there. JB, thanks for stopping by. Take care, man. Viridian plasmas, they look good visually. They're very immersive. Your car a hot tub? Yes. Sync, how do you keep your ship from changing all the consoles when I switch to a different ship? Um, if you mean when you first get a new ship, I think that might be something in the settings you can change. But if you mean that your loadouts just screw up, then welcome to the experience that most of us have been dealing with for the past like 6, 7 years. The loadout system has basically never worked flawlessly and has always had issues. Is the Stelkina build in a video somewhere? Not yet. I'd intended to do that, and then had these graphics cards issues. There is a build posted up on the Discord though. If you go to the Casual Sab Discord and go to Spencer's Builds, there's a post for the Delkina in there. The thing about the Viridian plasmas is that they are basically red plasma bolts. And yeah. Do I think advanced Psi consoles will get a buff pass? Yeah, I think that there's still some tuning going on, or that will go on there. Did I get an isomag component here? I did. One isomag component. Well, there is a ship similar to the Delkina that is Federation based. It's not the exact same thing, but the Norway, the fleet Norway is basically like a budget Delkina. Yeah, you can try to use loadouts to make it so that you can just load the stuff back on the correct consoles, but that never works perfectly. Another ship that I was using for the plasma stuff briefly was the Theseus. But I did not like it as much as the Delkina. No, there's no advanced plasma, which is fine. Yeah, Michael's got the thing to make it stop moving gear over to new ships. It's menu options and then was it basic third line? Yeah, so you can turn that off to make it so that it doesn't automatically move items to a newly ready ship. Do I have a Lexington Dread build? Not on hand, but I would say join the builds Discord. When it comes to like ship builds, those things change, quite a bit over time as new releases happen. The builds Discord, link down in the description below, does have a bit of information for a variety of build types. It might seem a little bit overwhelming when you first join because there are a lot of categories on that server. But if you scroll down to um, like Beam DPS builds or do discussion, you're going to find people posting builds for like the Lexington. Like you're going to see some examples from people that have been, using that ship. And Stow Better does also have some nice builds posted also. So you may want to take a look over there also. That is a dedicated website, Stow Builds. Better to have crit chance offs or severity ones. That's gonna. I personally would rather have a severity one, but I have a lot of crit chance. Pastor Dude, thanks for stopping by. Wouldn't build video give you more content, Spencer? Yes, absolutely. I would like to get into that mindset to start doing build videos again. Um, but I just the past couple of months have just been one issue after another. This is the Intel graphics card. It is a great experience. Have I even shown you guys the Argala yet? Let me show you guys Argala. When am I expecting new card? Um, I should be getting my 3090 back here from Nvidia by the end of the month, I hope. It said that they usually take like 3 to 5 business days to go through and like do the RMA once they physically have the card, and FedEx took like a week and a half, 2 weeks for them to even get it, so that just arrived to them on Wednesday. Yeah, I mean, I'm playing Stow at 4K right now with an Arc-A 380. $100 graphics card. What I'm using right now to play the game is this graphics card right here. This is what is in my computer right now. And it's not doing terrible with STO at 4K. I do have render scale 0.5 active though, so it's not actually rendering at 4K, but like it's not as bad of an experience as I was expecting. I don't know why I'm finishing the Argala, but I guess resources. Started it, so I'll finish it. Yep. Okay. When is the new card arriving? Not soon enough. Let's see. Yeah, so the main monitor that I use for gaming is Gigabyte M28U. I guess I could show that here quick. Where's that? Best Buy. Here we go. This is the monitor that I'm currently using as my main monitor. It's 4K, 144 hertz. With the 3090 and the 7900 XTX, you know, things look really good on it. But with the Arc-A 380, it's a little bit much for that little card. Wonder what happens when I turn lighting 2.0 off. Let's see. It's still there, but it's not as obvious. But it is definitely still there. Nah, the I was keeping an eye on the monitors subreddit because you get a lot of people that will go in buy multiple monitors just to see what works best for them. But the Samsung stuff in the past couple of years, there's just so many people going for those and complaining about the quality. A bunch of people were saying that they had to go through and exchange like 2 or 3 times to finally get a panel that wasn't terrible. So I just reading the issues that were popping up with some of the newer Samsung models, I decided to just go for something that was well reviewed. I'm not interested in going with OLED right now. I think my concern with OLED is, just the burn-in. Try turning reflections off also. It's still there. Still there. I mean, that fixes it, making the planets just not appear at all. I don't know. Go full potato stream? Huh. Yeah, I mean, I could do that. Let's use the sliders. But I think that looks so cool, you know? That looks so immersive. Is that really it? Is what So if I turn anisotropic filtering off, it fixes it? It's not even a lighting 2.0 issue. It's a TA or whatever. Terrible. Ice Knight, how's it going? I mean, I could make it, Minecraft like, do render scale 0.1. Look at that. Look at this high quality stream right here. Attack of the 8-bit graphics in 4K, indeed. Indeed, Darketti, indeed. 116 FPS? I know. Minecraft in space. Oh, what I need to do is like in April Fools, do like ultimate Vandy Shield showdown. Have every Vandy Shield in the game, but then have it be like render scale 0.05. So here we have the Delkina. And if I'm gonna go in and put the Bozeman Titans Vandy Shield on. Yeah, look at this quality. I actually like this. McDonald's Shield. Running ISC like that? Is that the challenge? Is doing ISC with this render scale? Let's do it. I want to see. Now play a science build. MS-DOS STO? Yeah. So the command to make your game render like this is /render scale. So /render scale. The default value is 1, but I did 0.05. Wow, Cheops. Terrible. Okay, public queue, infected, space elite. Let's see how this goes. And it went immediately. That's very 48K Spectrum. 80s are coming back. I don't have the first responder shield. Am I playing the first Elite Dangerous? Is like the old Sega Genesis retro stream. I don't know if there's a tank. You know, this is like STO 80s version right here. I think I can do it. I think I can fly the ship. Keyboard guitar 80s is back. Not counting damage per second, but deaths. Yeah, anything above like render scale 5 or 6 will generally cause your game to crash.
Situation.
I don't have a parser on either, so I don't know what DPS is going to be like. Render scale 20 will just instantly crash your game. Anything, it doesn't matter what hardware you have. Once you start to get up to like render scale 5, 6, 7, the game just can't handle it.
Scanning the nanite trench. Got it. There's nothing that's available.
Yes, misfired, of course. Would hate for Stowe to actually, have abilities work when you hit him. If anyone was in there and actually parsed that, I'd be curious to know how the DPS results were. I don't expect that I did spectacular, but that was interesting. I didn't die. The command is /render scale. What is this, an AMD card? No, I'm currently using an Intel card. I am currently using the Intel Arc A380. This is a graphics card that I originally purchased for my NAS because it's really good for like Plex and transcoding, that type of stuff. But with my 3090 being in for repair at NVIDIA and my 7900 XTX having just melted, I could buy another card, but at this point, I think I'm just gonna use this and wait for the 3090 to return. That is the smartest financial option for me. 589K. Thank you for parsing that. AMD has gotten a lot better. I mean, Nvidia still is just a better experience in my opinion. I really like my 3090. Um, but AMD has gotten better. The 7900 XTX when it worked was really impressive performance wise. What is my 3090? I have a Founders Edition. I have a Founders Edition 3090. Let me pull up like a picture here. Hold on. I know I'm missing other things in chat. So with my 3090, I had the Founders Edition, Bits Power water block on it. I liked the way that I had the tubing run on the 3090, especially with the active backplate there. Um, but unfortunately, there was something that like burnt on the back of the card, so I had to send it in for RMA. The only reason I got a 3090 was because um, I got it at MSRP in February of 2021, and at that point, 3080s were selling for more than the MSRP of the 3090. So I I got a pretty good deal on the card, especially given that the bank account that I just opened had a promo going, so I got 250 of the 1500 back. So a bit more than I ever wanted to spend on a card, but I mean the performance was stellar. I see lots of things in chat here about specific queue request. Um, well, the intriguing the it was the connect the little wire view adapter melted, and it's because it just slowly nudged out over time. Let's see. Can you upgrade a white quality item with zero chance of it increasing in quality? No, that's incredibly difficult. I mean, in theory, it's possible, but very difficult. Looking at making a new main on Still, I have 2 alien TAC Fed officers, 1 regular and 1 other is Delta recruit. Um, I'd go ROM alien TAC personally if I was making an alt. I think rats are the best like long term option. Never getting rid of the rip EVGA. EVGA, is they're winding down. It really is unfortunate. Okay, had request for a ground queue, so let's do Into the Hive. I saw that one pop up in chat, so Into the Hive Elite ground public queue. Here we go. It was sort of a meme, but then people wanted me to stick to it. I would go for the Mirror Warship motivation. The DPRM from the Atlas is cool, but I don't think it is like it's a really good for the survivability aspect, but I think you can live without it. I don't think it's like absolutely necessary to have the DPRM on a build. What about water cooled graphics card? Well, that's what I did. Is my 3090 was water cooled. My 3090 had a bits power block on it, on the front and back because the 3090 has VRAM on the back of the card. So while I was just doing some routine maintenance, I found like a burn on the back of the 3090, so I've sent it in for RMA. But yeah, I'll probably put the water the water block back on it when it gets back from the RMA. I'd definitely go for the Mirror Warship personally. Have I shared my thoughts on the newest mods bundle? That video will be out tomorrow. I recorded it last night, but I was really tired and did not like the quality of the final cut. So I'm going to re-record that and have that out tomorrow. But my thoughts on that bundle are that it's not as bad as some people are making it out to be.
Sweep this room quickly and you'll catch the fort off guard. Seize the advantage.
Yeah, 10 goodbye is a pretty good trait. Like that's 15% or not. Yeah, it's 15% crit chance, 75 accuracy, right? Is this the quality that you guys were hoping for? Okay. Is there something left alive somewhere? Oh, it's far corner. I got it. Jerron, how's it going? Sorry, I'm a bit behind on chat. Yeah, Mirror Warship is good on its own. The Atlas is a bit underwhelming. Account unlocked Temporal Connie in D7 is nice, absolutely. Was that a Klingon or Fed aligned? I went with the Klingon side. I think that for my play style, the things that I do being aligned to the KDF side is more beneficial, especially for like the market play that I like to do. Um, there are some things that I can get cheaper on a KDF side still from the older cross faction bundles that they don't really make anymore, but there's still a couple things that I could just get a bit easier on this KDF character. And I like I just like the KDF side. I think anyone that's trying to farm resources and play the game long term is going to benefit from having KDF aligned characters. Screen looks like an Atari 2600 indeed. Calculated broadside or well, neither of those traits are particularly good from what I remember. Target rich environment is basically just 30% cat 1. Like you just that's not a trait worth running. Live 56K dial-up streaming. Yeah, I know. Just gonna advertise this as oh, could you imagine doing like a playthrough of the entire game with like this? Like render scale 0.1 playthrough? Retro Stow. What are you watching? Well, I turned my render scale down, and people wanted me to play a TFO with it. If this is all it takes to get people to send money in for a new PC, I'll stream like this. I mean, I've got a 3090. It's just a matter of waiting for Nvidia to return it.
The Borg are in chaos. The time has come. This Attack is it. The Queen. The Borg Queen's chamber.
I need Nvidia to hurry up with that RMA. Hottest game of 1994. Playing on or no, wasn't there like a PS2 Star Trek Online that never went live? Do like an April Fool's where it's like leaked footage of the PlayStation 2 Star Trek Online. Someone holding the antenna? Oh no. Stowe mobile version? Yeah. Hey guys, this is the new Stowe update. Just wanted to let you guys see it.
Do you think you have one?
We did it, everyone. We're almost done with this. Free exploding AMD drivers. Terrible. Yeah, just my luck. I go for an AMD graphics card, and then I happen to screw up the connector and it burns out. It's hard to see what's going on.
You cannot defeat me.
New Pixel DLC lockbox. Someone holding the antenna. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it looks funny.
The enemy is in a state of disarray. Without
We
their
did it.
precious queen, the Borg collective is falling apart.
Good job, everyone. Now I can go back to the proper render scale. Kyle, I was just playing at a really low render scale. Just to mess around. Yeah, I've been thinking about too, like long term after this issue here, about just getting like a better secondary graphics card, but I mean this A380 is not too terrible. Like this really hasn't been that terrible of an experience. Okay. I need to respond to something quick, so I'm going to drag chat over to the main window for a minute. Anyone play Stowe in 8K? I mean, the issue with Stowe is, I don't know, you're not really getting that much going to 8K. You can do render scale 2 on a 4K monitor, and you can, make the game render at 8K. But just not much point to it. Yeah. What about a higher end Intel? I mean, the issue with the Intel stuff, like it's working for Stowe, but you see the issue with Intel is a lot of older games have issues with the Intel cards from what I've heard. So while this is working for Stowe, if I wanted to play some other older games, it may not work. How's that temp card been production creativity wise? It's been okay. I mean, I did a render on DaVinci the other day, and most of the renders I do are just CPU wise, anyways. So, like, using the 5900X has been fine. It's not as fast as my 7950X, but I'll be putting that AM5 build back in here soon. Yeah, but I think for me, 4K is fine for now. Do I use a capture card? No. I'm streaming off the same computer that I'm playing the game on. If I was like playing on one computer and then streaming to another, or doing the stream off the second computer, it makes sense to have a capture card. But with everything being in the same system, a capture card does not make sense. If I was to get a capture card, I know AverMedia just released some new 4K 144 hertz pass through capture cards that I would probably consider, but I don't see a reason why I would need a capture card with what I do right now. Especially the really nice like 4K 144 hertz capture cards. They're like AverMedia. Is it? It's like $300. I just do not think I need that. At that point, like I would just put that money towards a better graphics card. I just don't think I need this. Um, AOC, I think that's a like that's an okay brand. I think they have some good monitors. They have some bad. I mean, it's the same for every brand, but I have heard of them before. DisplayPort capture cards, anyone? I honestly I don't even know if there's any out there. I haven't really looked. Steel, how's it going? You're fine. Yeah, AOC has some. Like if I go to Newegg, AOC monitor. Yeah, I mean they make some fine monitors. And the thing is with monitors, the like AOC, Dell, LG, well, LG does make them, but a lot of these companies are just buying their panels from other companies. So when you're looking at like a Gigabyte, monitor, Gigabyte didn't make the actual panel. They bought it off something like LG or um, one of the other panel manufacturers, and then like you'll see Gigabyte, MSI, they'll have monitors that are very similar, and it's the same panel. It's just that the firmware that they do, the tuning that they do, is going to be different. Cheops, terrible, terrible Cheops. Um, that's the extreme of both sides right there. Yeah, I like I showed earlier, I'm using the M28U. Um, this has been working well. Like it's worked well for the past year and a half I've had it. And then next to this, I have an AW2721D. What's the price on this? Oh, I did not pay that for it, but this is my secondary monitor. It used to be my main monitor. It's a 1440p, 240 hertz. That's what I've been using as of now as my secondary monitor. And then for my top monitor, I have the PG348Q, and I can't even find those on Newegg now. But it's a 34-inch ultra wide, 100 hertz. Terrible. I need to turn Discord notifications off. Desktop notifications are now off. Yep. I need to get my endeavors done. Um, will I make a Vodwar jug build video? I don't know. The thing with the Vodwar Juggernaut is, it's hard to beat what MB's done with it, and I think for anyone looking at the Vodwar Jug, you're going to be best off looking up MB, so it's MBWH on here on YouTube. Let me see if I can find something of his. Let's get that immediately. Yeah, so if you're wanting to like an idea of what to do with the Vodwar Juggernaut, MB is like the best person to look at for VOD War Juggernaut like content. He goes through and does insane things with the VOD War Juggernaut. The thing with the jug is that it is a very difficult chip to handle, but once you go through and practice with it, you can get very, very good performance out of it. So I think in most of his runs here in the description you would see the build. Yeah, he has pictures of the build, of the loadout, the traits, the buffs and doffs, all that type of stuff in the description of his content. So I'll drop a link to his channel here. And I'd say for the VOD War Juggernaut, that's going to be a good resource to look at. Because I'm not going to pilot the VOD War Juggernaut as good as MB does. MB is crazy good with it. Very well practiced. Let's see. It don't turn. So I turned streamer mode off because I couldn't see names from messages I was getting. So yeah, I only have a 28-inch monitor as my main monitor because I really like to have the separate screens. I know that the trend right now is for someone to get like a big 40 plus inch OLED, put that up on their desk, and then they'll use software to create zones. But I just like having that actual separation of monitors. Yeah, that's a bit overkill to me though right now. 16K. I just don't see the need for 16K right now. Okay, so I need to go through and get my dailies done. Yeah, I've been really bad with build videos. Um, build videos just suck. But they do suck to make, but I do need to go through and get a couple done. Because as soon as you do, like let's say I do the Excelsior 2 and I do like beam overload. As soon as I do that, someone's going to be like, how do I do fall on this? And some people will want like an entirely another video for you to show how to convert it to fire at will, when like swapping between beam overload and fire at will on a ship is like 2 or 3 changes. Do build videos do very well view wise? It depends on the ship. Like if you do something incredibly niche, it's probably not going to do well. But what is the last build video that I actually did, like an actual dedicated build? I gotta go back through and look here. The inquiry. Let's see, how did the inquiry video do? That was January of 2022. That's a few more pages for me to go back here. The inquiry video is 53 minutes long. It's had 13,000 views. And it's made about $70. So I mean, the issue with like a build video like that, if it's like actually done as like a, if it's a PowerPoint, you're talking about, you know, like several hours worth of work to do that type of video. And like $70 back is nice, but if you're taking like 10 hours to do a video between getting the PowerPoint together and doing the recording and editing, you know, that becomes a questionable use of your time. I don't know. I need to do build videos though. Where's the Ant J build? I don't know. I did an Ant J build. I did actually as a stream. Do I think it's any use trying to report that synthetic good fortune doesn't work on Intel temp? You can make like a forum post, but honestly, I've always felt ever since the forum revamp that the forum is basically just like a waste of time. But you might get some engagement there. I don't know. Nah, I've got some builds that I wanna get done at some point, and like a build guide. I've been thinking for something that would really like just cover the stuff that people have been asking for, like a beam overload build guide. I think something like that would perform very, very well, and would probably get me a return on the time spent on it. Like I don't want to look at everything like as, you know, from like a money point of view, but if I'm spending 10 hours on something and it only gets like $5 back, you know, that could be a bit rough for me to go through and do again in the future. Okay, there's the Tholians done. Let's see. Yeah, sometimes they do jump on stuff that's reported. Absolutely. What about us canon users? Terrible. Beams are what people want, man. That's the unfortunate reality is people want beam arrays. Okay. I need to get 500 GPL in quarks, so I'm going to go through get that done real quick. Yeah, well, people want the canon experience. That's exactly it. It's too slow. People want to fly their galaxies flying all over the place, absolutely. For ROM TAC Alien, what would be better? I would prefer the Delkina between those two. I've had better results in the Delkina than the Merc Worker D7. Especially like assuming you're doing like a really high-end build, if you're doing like plasma. I think for like a plasma setup, the Delkina is going to be better. There we go. Destroy Undine ships in the Undine battle zone. The issue with the Undine battle zone one here is it just things die fast. Where is this character at? Okay, let's go with this. Yeah, the Omni stuff is just stupid at this point. They should just make Omnis work like turrets, to be honest. Let people slot multiple. But make them like aft only or something as the compromise. What am I trying to do here? I need to go to... Go. Precision multi-targeting have any valid applications? Is that the trade-off the tier 6 recluse? I'm pretty sure that it... Am I thinking of the right thing? Where's the wiki at? Yeah, so loose. Yeah, I know you just said it's the recluse, but I want to just show it on stream here. There's the T6 on this listing. Jorgumo, okay. The precision multi-targeting trait does work. Some people do use that as their fire at will extension method, but it's not usable on all ships because the target subsystem stuff is just something you can't always fit on. So it works, but it's not great. It is definitely to me it's more of a meme option, but I know that some people do actually try to use it in that application for fire at will extension. Sound is messed up, is it? Do you hear me now? Is the sound still messed up, intriguing? Is anyone else hearing sound issues? Intriguing, your audio's having issues then. Yeah, indeed, Guttle. Absolutely. Hey, Rob, I had some messages earlier from my #1 fan. No sound? Oh, the game sound is turned down really far. Okay, that's the issue. This endeavor I normally just reroll because it takes so long to get 30 ships. And even though I'm here, I think I might actually just reroll this. Because, like, there's just none around. Oh. That would have been easy a couple minutes ago. It was just a bunch of messages. Let me put this in private. Hold on. Well, if you go to the builds Discord, go to the mod chat in the builds Discord. I saw that I was pinged earlier, and it was the #1 fan. If you go to the action log channel. Yeah. You'll see some fun stuff there. Alan, how's it going? Sing Faith of the Heart. That's not gonna happen. Yeah. I didn't even put that stuff on, up in response, but there was someone that I banned from my Discord a couple months ago, and also the Builds Discord and a couple other Discords, because the way they were acting was not great. They were just being they broke the first rule on the Discords, and that is don't be a dick. And they just can't let go of it. They keep tagging me in things, just random places. They were comparing me to Saddam Hussein, saying that the way that I banned them is the same way that Saddam would go out and just kill his opponents. And it's just like, what are you even talking about? You got banned from a Discord because you were being a dick, and you joked about someone else in the Discord being a kid killer. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Terrible. Yeah, I mean, stuff in the Discord generally is, perfectly fine. There's a lot of nice conversations that happen over there. There's still these weird lines on DS9 though. So we found what caused the green like artifacting in space, but these lines are still messed up. Terrible, Rob. Yeah, let's see. So, let's start off just using the sliders, see if the shadows disappear when I turn things down.
Watch the wheel, not the girl.
So it's screen space ambient occlusion and texture anisotropic filtering that have to be turned off with these Intel Arc graphics cards. Everything else can stay on. Okay. There we go. That looks much better. Hoodwinked. My controversial take is that the Muds bundle isn't that bad. It is not the best. It's not like an S tier bundle, but I do think that it's like an A or B tier bundle. Like the ships are good. Yeah, it's fine. I can do Stowe and World of Warships, and for the next, week or two, that'll be fine. I just, want to make sure I have a new graphics card for Starfield, and that, having the 3090 back, that would cover that.
Stop and make the universe go round.
if I even play Starfield right away. What typically happens is I'll get a new game and I might play it for like an hour initially when it comes out, and then I won't touch it again for a couple months.
You're a winner.
Webbs, do you have an advanced engineering or science console on? The locators and exploiters are classified as advanced consoles, and you can only have one profession of advanced consoles on a ship at a time.
Oh, I miss
Yeah, I thankfully I should still have Starfield Premium because I bought that GPU and I didn't return it. I sold it to the company that made the connector. Okay, I hate to cut things too short, but I have to go help deal with the dog here. So I'm gonna take the dog out on a bit of a walk, and yeah, and then I'll probably start working on the MUDs breakdown. Well, the thing is, Ramsman, is it's going to depend entirely on if you like the layouts of the ships in the bundle, because like where is it? The temporal battle cruiser, the D7 one, um, that's a pretty good ship. It's still a really good like beam overload platform. You know that's 5.3, has a cloak, battle cloak. It's got weapon system efficiency on it. Greg, thank you for the membership. We also have, you know, a commander engineer with temporal operative, so you can do recursive 3. You've got a lieutenant commander intel, so you can do OSS 3, and then it still has a lieutenant commander tac and a lieutenant commander science, so you get to run a lot of high rank abilities on that ship. Yeah. If you're in the market for $150 bundle, you probably already have the bundles that have the legendary version of these ships. But the legendary ones aren't necessarily better. Like if you're looking at the Temporal Light Cruiser, if you look at the legendary version of that, the legendary one is a 4-4 Miracle Worker Cruiser. To be just brutal about it, it really isn't that great of a ship. The temporal version of it is a 5-3 and has a pretty decent setup on it. So yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go outside. It's a bit warm out, unfortunately, but yeah, I'm gonna go for a bit of a walk, take the dog out. It's about 90 out right now, so some of you probably dealing with even worse heat. Gonna go for a bit of a walk. And hope the dog doesn't go crazy and see another dog again. It's not always about torps or cannons, casual sab. Terrible, Rob. Okay. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, stay tuned for the MUDs video in the next day or so. Thanks for stopping by and see you guys around.